Prime Minister touring sections of Manchester as part of JLP election campaign. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is set to tour various sections of Manchester as part of the Jamaica Labour Party's local government election campaign. The tour will include the Belfield division, traditionally a stronghold of the People's National Party. According to a source, Holness will conclude the tour with a spot meeting in the Alligator Pond scheduled to commence at 4 p.m. on Friday. Both political parties are ramping up their election campaign as the local government election draws near. It will be held on February 26. Elderly man charged after allegedly defrauding woman of $148K in overseas work program scam. A 64-year-old man from St. Catherine was slapped with several charges after being accused of taking $148,000 from a woman to register for an overseas work program that never materialized. He is Jerome Walters, Director of Sea Circle in Portmore. Walters was charged with fraudulent conversion and obtaining money by false pretense. He allegedly collected the sum of monies between November and December 2023. According to reports from the Spanish Town Police, the woman paid the amount for registration in the overseas work program but received no indication of when she would commence work. After requesting a refund and receiving no response, she reported the incident to the police. Walters was arrested on Thursday and charged after a question and answer session. He is scheduled to appear in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday, February 23rd. St. Catherine woman charged after allegedly defrauding businessman of over $1 million. Charges of obtaining money by false pretense and fraudulent conversion have been filed against a woman accused of defrauding a businessman of nearly $1 million in order to secure a property for him. The incident reportedly took place between March and September 2023 in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Charge is 35-year-old Shannon Marie Mirage of Covina Crescent, Spanish Town. According to the Spanish Town Police, Marge, posing as a secretary for a construction company, allegedly collected $1.9 million from a businessman between Thursday, November 7 and Thursday, April 13, 2023 to secure a property for him. Another incident of a similar nature occurred between March and September of last year, where she purportedly sold properties totaling $1.5 million and $2.5 million to two men. After repeated attempts to secure the title for the lots and unsuccessful requests for refunds, a report of the failed transactions were made to the police. Following an investigation, Mirage was taken into custody and charged after a question and answer session. Update on skeletal remains believed to be those of medic found in St. Catherine. The skeletal remains, believed to be that of 29-year-old Stephanie Williams, otherwise called Medic, were found in the cane field on Wednesday. Head of the Crime and Security Portfolio, Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, said the remains will compare with DNA samples to verify identity.
Miss Williams went missing on or about Thursday, the 24th of August 2023 and has not been seen since. A missing person report was made to the Constant Spring Police by the mother of Miss Williams. As a result of the report, the police commenced investigation into a missing person and possible murder. Several lines of inquiries were made and several persons interviewed and statement recorded. It is also to be noted that several case conferences were held and significant support was given by the Criminal Investigation CIB headquarters in Kingston. The body will be processed and compared with DNA sample to determine the true identity. The investigation continues in the matter. I am appealing to anyone who may have information that can provide assistance to the police to call us at 119-311 and the nearest police station.
Jamaica Fire Brigade Commissioner says there were more bushfires last year. With Jamaica recording more than 80% increase in bushfires last year, the Jamaica Fire Brigade JFB is appealing to the public to pay close attention to the outdoor fires. According to Commissioner Stuart Beckford, the JFB responded to 6,443 bush calls last year compared to 3,518 in 2022. He said that the JFB responded to a similar number of bushfire calls between January and March of last year as it had received for the entire year of 2022. Happily, this year, we have not seen this level of intensity in bushfires. We are seeing them popping up especially in St. Catherine, Clarendon, and some areas in Westmoreland, but we are nowhere near where we were last year this time, Commissioner Beckford stated. He said many of them, though not intentional, were started as a result of careless use of fires. This includes smokers improperly discarding cigarette butts into dense growth of plants along the nation's roadways. Commissioner Beckford noted that spontaneous combustion was also responsible for some of the fires. However, he pointed out that this accounted for only a small fraction of the bushfires counted that the JFB saw last year. The Commissioner reiterated that proper management could reduce cases of bushfires going forward and is urging the public to observe the environment before igniting fires. The JFB also recorded a considerable increase in community farmland fires. Commissioner Beckford is encouraging farmers who practice to slash and burn land clearing technique to reach out to the JFB for guidance to ensure that the method is carried out properly. Police and Road Safety Council urges campaigners to exercise road safety. The police are appealing to candidates and their supporters to focus on safety and order of the roads. This as they campaign ahead of the February 26 local government election. Head of the Police Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie, expressed concern about the protrusion of bodies from vehicles during motorcades. He said the act is dangerous and could result in serious injuries or fatalities. Meantime, he's reminding campaign organizers that they are required to inform the police before staging events.
It is very important that such campaigns, especially the fact that people are traveling, that they do so safely. Personal responsibility is the order of the day. Whilst traveling along the different thoroughfares in vehicles, persons should stay within the vehicles. It makes no sense to be hanging out of vehicles because that in itself is very unsafe and dangerous, and people could suffer very serious injuries, and we could even have fatalities. As it relates to the rules governing the hosting of meetings and so on, that of course is generally preceded by the police within the various jurisdictions being informed. It is absolutely necessary that as it relates to where people gather, the timings that they gather, and the rules of engagement surrounding these are abided by. There are rules governing noise, and especially as it relates to prohibited weapons, and so all those will be in place. And as the time comes nearer, then there will be different levels and multiple communications around these guides.
Meantime, the National Road Safety Council is appealing to party leaders and their supporters to abide by the road code when campaigning. Vice Chairman Dr. Lucian Jones called on them to be more cautious to prevent death and injury. He referred to the death of a party supporter and the injury of another following accidents during campaigning.
But as Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, some disturbing news has come to my attention recently. The death of one person and serious injury to another during the current campaign for local government elections. In this context then of the concerns about crashes on our roads, I call upon campaign managers to ensure that their supporters follow the rules of the road during the rest of the campaign in order to prevent any further loss of life and serious injuries. Call upon the police to continue to enforce all aspects of the Road Traffic Act without fear or favor.
January CPI declines on back of reduced JUTC fares, lower prices for agricultural produce. Lower bus fares paid by passengers of the state-owned Jamaica Urban Transit Company and lower prices for some agricultural produce have resulted in the All Jamaica Consumer Price Index CPI declining by 0.1% for January 2024. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Satin says the downward move was influenced mainly by a 0.7% decline in the index for food and non-alcoholic beverages. It said the main contributor to the decline in the division's index was a 0.8% fall in the index for the food group, resulting from lower prices from agricultural produce such as yam, Irish potato, cabbage, carrot, and tomato due to increased supplies. Also contributing to the decline in the January 2024 CPI was a fall of 1.1% in the index for the transport division as a result of the reduction in the bus fare for adult charge by the JUTC and lower fuel prices, Statin stated. On the flip side, it said the movement of the CPI was moderate by a 0.8% increase in the index of the housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fluid divisions due to higher electricity water and sewage rates. In addition, the index of recreation, sport and culture division rose by 1.5% due to largely to higher admission fees for cinemas and stage shows. Meanwhile, the point-to-point inflation rate January 2023 to 2024 was 7.4%. This was influenced mainly by the point-to-point inflation rate for the divisions, food and non-alcoholic beverages, transport and housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels. For the fiscal year to date, the inflation rate was at 7.3%, while the calendar year to date, as of January 2024, was 0.1%. The CPI measures changes in the general level of prices for consumer goods and services purchased by private households. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.